Hello. It's time for Final Fantasy XIV. You're used to Sucro waking up in the inn, but now she has an apartment. Amazing! Sucro get house, kind of. So I've got to level 50 Scholar. That's why I'm wearing Ironworks gear. Some of it. I don't have all of it, but I have some of it. So I just thought I would show it and what it looks like a little bit. We have this silly book that deploys extra tablets. I don't know what the purpose of the tablets is. And we have like a little weird visor thing. You can do this. Whee! Very exciting, but very not Sucro. So, back to this we go. Still have this book though. This wacky book. Anyway, so this is Sucro's house so far, or her apartment. We have giant book, Tonberry rug, cat tree. I need to get one extra red pillow so I can have the full light party of pillows on this rug. Bookcase, bed crammed into a corner, and a nice bath with the cleaning cube and a stack of towels. It's good. The partition is very temporary. I'll get a better one eventually that'll actually match the dang walls and stuff, probably. She likes to be tall. Anyway. We are now able to do the level 45 and 50 Scholar quests, and then continue onward with the main story, or Crystal Tower, which is necessary for the main story. So eventually, we're finally getting somewhere, kind of. There have been 4 streams of messing around. But now we can get somewhere. I should make sure the chat is working. It seems to be working. There's a cat orb in it now. I had to process that I wasn't going to the Arcanists Guilds first for a second. Because we are going to the Marauders Guild, because that's where the Scholar quests are, of course, obviously. Oh, before we do this, there's a few things. I'm a little bit worried about Healer and Scholar in general, like for me. Because listening to anyone give an overview of any of the healer jobs makes them seem overwhelming. There's a lot of different buttons and things here. And also people have a lot of opinions about how Scholar's, like, clunky and weird. And it doesn't make sense with itself. Like, over here we have Dissipation, which makes your fairy go away for, like, a brief buff. But, while your fairy's gone, you can't do Whispering Dawn, you can't do Fey Illumination, you can't do this stuff over here. There's a lot of stuff that you suddenly can't do when you get rid of your fairy. So I think I understand what people say when they mean the Scholar's kit is, like, at odds with itself a bit. Hello. But yeah. And then, like, also, Scholar is getting 2 new buttons in Endwalker, and as you can see, I have 1 open space. I can solve this by using the secret third bar for... I can replace, like, healer stance on it. That's just for chocobo convenience. Or I can replace the duty actions because they're technically... They technically have controller bindings, and I can put, like, some of the lesser used actions on there, like repose, to free up Scholar action space. But I am concerned. I am thinking about trying all the other healers as well. Obviously, it would be impractical to cover every job questline on stream, so who knows. But, like, I'm really oddly concerned with how much they fit Sucro and her lore. Like, Scholar feels like it makes sense, because, like, I can imagine her picking up summoning stuff somehow to, say, help out on the farm where she grew up, or whatever. And White Mage would make sense, because Conjurer and White Mage have connections to the land and nature. Astrologian, or Astrologian or whatever, I don't know how I would justify that. And then Sage is like the complete opposite of Sucro's aesthetic and like environment that she grew up in terms of technology. But I want to try Sage, but I can't think of how to justify Farmcat being gun healer. Anyway, let's just continue. Good to see you, Sucro. I've made yet another discovery which pertains to you and your scholarly arts. I've come into possession of several ancient engravings, including some which show the traditional raiments of Nemean scholars. In fact, the extraordinary detail of these illustrations, coupled with information gleaned from other sources, was sufficient to deduce their design. At present, it's impossible to say how historically accurate my designs are. That's why I propose we enlist the aid of Eorzea's preeminent artisans so that we might recreate these garments. Should they prove sufficiently authentic, I expect your fairy will regain more of her missing memories. In the hands of a preeminent weaver, say Master Redolent Rose of Sunsilk Tapestries, this information should be sufficient. Ah, but you cannot journey to Uldar until you've gathered the leaves of a direwort. My text explicitly mentioned that the plant's pigments were used to dye Nemean uniforms. Alas, direwort is much rarer than it was in the days of yore. It can only be found in the fog fens now. Lest you think I mean to make you do all the work, worry not. While you scour Mordona for the plant, I will contact Master Rose and convince him to help, though I doubt it will require much effort. Time to get outfit! Yay! The Scholar outfit, the first one, is, it's got some components to it that are very cute and good, and I like them. The Heavensward one is bizarre, but we'll get there. We'll get to the knowledge tube eventually. I'm always thinking about knowledge tube. Anyway. All of our equipment is better than the Scholar gear, though, I'm pretty sure. Because I have some ironwork stuff. No, I'll get better gloves out of this, probably. By the way, who could this quote-unquote outlandish man be? Whomst the fuck could this be? I wonder. This is Nero. It's just Nero with like a mask on that only covers part of his face. He's got like the same hair, the same grimace, kinda. Well, not really. It's just Nero. He's just here now. I didn't remember this either. When I wandered over here at some point and saw this, I was like, hey, wait a minute. It's very funny to me. Anyway, where am I going? Down that way. Nero is just hero. Not a hero, but here. -O. That works better. That would work better typed out than spoken. The real question is, should we do Crystal Tower as soon as possible? Or should we, like, you know, do it when we have to? When the game makes you do it. Oh no. Once again, we get boss music accidentally. I'm not gonna get over this ridiculous book for a while. Like, what are the extra flaps for? What are the deployed tablets? Like, if you watch the book, you can see that the things that fold out of it start on the front and back cover and then flip out. But what's the purpose of them? Are they for, like, footnotes or something that download? You download footnotes for your book? I don't know. Sucro, get herb. Shrub. Bush. Plant. People probably smoke direwort. It has the sort of name that I feel like you would smoke. Anyway, I'm sure those people who keep advertising the cannabis-themed free company would appreciate direwort. Oh no. What would 14's version of Aragon be? Rika whispered me. Did somebody say Crystal Tower 5 minutes ago? I did say that. We're working on it. I'm getting there. I have to do the Scholar quests first, at the very least. Because they give me skills that I will probably want to have. Weaver. I should do crafting at some point. If you ever see me angle the camera weirdly and don't know why, it's because I'm trying to cut a bad player name out of the stream as soon as I can. Sometimes I see those. There were several on surrounding the Ul'dah Aetheryte, I think. So we've actually seen Redolent Rose in a context which makes Redolent Rose think we've seen him before. I don't know. He judges fashion at the Gold Saucer and claims he doesn't. I like his weaving item with a cactuar on it. I suppose you do have a rather scholarly air about you. I've been expecting you, Sucro. Have you the leaves in Alka-Zolka's designs, then? Well learned and well dressed. A thesis written by Alka-Zolka on the proper habiliments of a scholar. Also, I've just realized how to fix the problem I've been having this entire time, where the item descriptions appear off camera, blocked by the Realm Reborn sticker. Just have the item window over here, and they display on the other side of the screen. The deep blue-green sap extracted from the tiny leaves of this fleshy plant was once used across Vilbrand to dye cloth. Hi, I love you too. Crafting raiments that have not been seen in 1500 years, this is indeed a daunting challenge. But it is one I suspect I will enjoy a great deal, for rare is the day a weaver revives ancient fashion. I shall begin at once. You may observe if you like, but be aware it will be a lengthy process. It has been some time since I labored with such intensity. It only showed him, like, I understand that he drew up all of this stuff that we see on the table behind us, but it only showed him, like, making a couple marks and then saying this. And, like, that's a mood. I can relate to that. I, too, can make 2 lines in an art program and then be like, okay, that was more work than I thought it would be. I adhered to Alka-Zolka's designs as best I could, though there were certain aspects I felt compelled to change. His lack of familiarity with textiles and weaving led to what I can only assume are errors. You will note I could only complete the culottes. This is because the other garments require skills which I do not possess. Mistresses Serendipity and Geva of the Goldsmiths and Leatherworkers Guilds, respectively, can provide the finishing touches to the remaining pieces. I'm only good at pants, sorry, that's good. But you were unaware that I could not craft the full set by myself, weren't you? Very well, I shall send word to them on your behalf, Sucro. You will need only visit each guild and present to them my unfinished work. Nod. You obtain pants. However, they are worse than your pants. Let us observe these pants. It's actually a skirt. With some comfortable looking thigh-high stockings. I was only able to create the pants, but somehow they're a skirt. I feel like there are not shorts under the skirt, because I do not trust this game to do such a thing. Stockings might have been the wrong word. They might just be socks. I'm no expert. I remember you. Greetings, Sucro. Red said you'd be along shortly, so let's see that mortarboard. The finishing touches are... Oh wait, now the thing is all the way over there again. If I put it over here. The finishing touches are all that await these fine pieces of scholarly raiments. This shouldn't take long. Wait here a moment. Goldsmithing ensues. Here it is, as promised. Amazing what a difference a mithril tassel can make, isn't it? Wear it with pride, Sucro. Now off you go, and be sure to enjoy your time in Gridania. Oh yeah, I have to go to Gridania, because leatherworking. Now we have the hat. You obtain funny hat of college. The fairy should be able to sit on this hat. Just like ride around on the funny hat. It's a flat surface. This is just a fairy's perch. That's what this is. Again, we already have a better piece of equipment, so this is actually not helpful. And we won't get the best piece of the equipment at all during this part of the quest, because they always waited to give you the chest piece later on. And I think it's a very cute piece of armor that I am excited to augment and then dye and then probably incorporate into an outfit somewhere. Assuming that I continue playing as a scholar. Rika has been spotted. Tsuko did not animate this wave. There she goes. Okay. I'm also excited to see the Heavensward Scholar outfit because it's dumb. And then after that one they get better again. Oh no, I caught you in a text box, Rika. Haha. I have escapes. Cat who waves at people and then flees. Oh, you're getting Gunbreaker. Interesting. Gunbreaker is a difficult tank to start with. I don't think you're intended to use Gunbreaker as your first tank. You're probably also not going to be intended to use Sage as your first healer, but that's not going to stop anybody. I'll be there in the healer queue, making up for all the people who don't know what they're doing. And people will be like, okay. That's it. That's all they'll do. Ah, Sukro, the woman who would single-handedly revive the scholarly arts. Alright then, show me what you've got. Master Rose's work is marvelous as is to be expected. This will be a pleasure. That's called an awl, I think. There you go, one pair of fingerless buffalo leather gloves, perfect for the scholar who prefers that her protection does not come at a cost to dexterity. Oh, the boots? Belly will see to those. He's an expert cordwainer, so you needn't worry about the quality. Besides, I've already spoiled you by making your gloves for free. Let's observe glove. They're just little gloves with a little bow on them, and they've got like a pocket? Is that like a glove? I think that's a pocket. Why is there a pocket on my gloves? It's like one of those extremely tiny pockets that's on the side of a pair of pants that you don't know what to do with. Maybe you, like, clip the book to your gloves so you don't drop it. Maybe. I think those might actually be better. Yeah. They are. Amazing. Where am I going? Oh, right. You're the scholar, yes? I've been instructed to assist you. If you'd please let me see Master Rose's work. This craftsmanship is amazing! I cannot wait to get started. And then he did. Here you are, madam, made with the finest boar and buffalo leather in accordance with Alka-Zolka's designs, which are very impressive, I must say. You must be dying to see the completed set. I know I would be, had I gone to such great lengths. You have to surprise him by wearing the garments when next you meet him. And boot. The boots are also pretty cute. And designed to go with the skirt. Though they do cover up the socks. Got little bows on them to match the bows on the hands. It's very good. This is funny in contrast to the other job quests that we did at this level, the bard ones. Because you had to go hunt for the pieces of the bard outfit, scattered about the realm arbitrarily. And in this one, you just you wander around and ask people to make you the things for you. It's a similar sort of a exchange, but not quite. Similar process. Am I going to have to wear all of the scholar things? I do. They're gonna actually make me... By your turn, I take it the raiments are ready. If so, would you consider donning them so that I might see they match the ancient descriptions? I'm certain this is not necessary. On the off chance you misplaced any pieces of the set, go back and speak with the artisans. If you're fortunate, they may be able to furnish us with replacements. Very well. I don't have the chest piece, so I look like this. By the gods, I feel as though I've been transported backwards through time! Possibly to when he graduated college, I would imagine. You are the very image of the Nemean scholars of Eld! Now let's not be too hasty here. Well, mine is the gown, but still, never in my wildest dreams did I think it would turn out this well. I see you approve as well, little one. Suffice it to say, we can consider this a great success. I'm a cat. I'm a smart cat. I have a smart cat hat. I'm gonna immediately change back. My fairy had to heal me because it changed my HP total. For your fellow man. Ah yes, I forgot to mention that while I was awaiting your return, I made considerable progress with the deciphering of my Nemean tablets. Much of what I've learned until now has pertained to the roles of scholars within the military. However, these latest texts offer insight into a scholar's activities during times of peace. As you can imagine, they were not the sort to let their restorative magics go to waste. One particularly stirring account describes their selfless efforts to combat the spread of a virulent plague which at one point threatened to engulf all of Nim. Naturally, they did so with the aid of their fairies, which is why I believe that similar acts of charity may serve to further awaken your winged companion. If you are of a mind to test my theory, why not journey to Camp Bronze Lake? You will find no shortage of the sick and wounded there. Rakusa Farusa would doubtless welcome your services were you to offer them. He presides over the Warm Minds Sanatorium, so be sure to have a word with him if you decide to go. Maybe if you heal stuff, you'll remember how you heal stuff. And stuff. When I was reading about a bunch of people complaining about Scholar and the clunkiness of the job and the problems with the fairy mechanics and whatnot, I saw at least one person say that they should remove the fairy. And that's really silly, because that's like the entire point of the Scholar quest line. I mean, I guess the fairy could just hang out and not actually do anything, like Carbuncle's going to for Summoner. Somewhat. But, like, still, you can't just do that. Hello, and welcome to Bronze Lake. If you desire treatment, Pardon, you wish to administer treatment? Are you even qualified to... Wait, you must be Sucro, the scholar. We're happy to accept any assistance you can provide. I'm told you possess magics which can cleanse the body of toxins, impurities, and maladies. At the present, we have 5 patients visiting the springs who would benefit from this care. Pray attend to these individuals and return to me when finished. This is funny because I don't think Scholar had Isuna before. I think you just had to use physic on these people. My lungs, I can breathe again. Bless you, miss, bless you. Wish we had Isuna in real life. Then I could just cast it on myself 7 times and maybe fix most of my problems. Oops. What the? Why'd you have to go and do that? Oh, bugger, now they'll take me wine away. Oh dear. For a second, I thought Isuna was going to cure that guy's hangover, which would be really funny. Kinda. What did you do? You took something from me. Something bad. I don't know what you did, but I'm glad you did it. Thank you. Wait, what? Corrupted ether? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's bad, in fact. Maybe I don't want to cast the Suna on myself 7 times in real life. Maybe it'll make enemy that I have to fight. Imagine if you like took like cold medicine, and then the cold came out of your body and started attacking you. That would be bad. I guess that's kind of basically what happens in some ways. Yeah. What's this warmth? Did you do that? I thank you, whoever you are. So, like, canonically, Sucro is, according to this quest, like, the only scholar. Which is funny to think about. Just some goober who just yells, "I'm a cat," all the time. It's now the only person. This person has insomnia because they have nightmares. You set me free. I no longer feel his eyes upon me. The corruption lingers. Well, maybe the little tablet panels on the side of my Ironworks book are like some kind of Star Trek medical device where it like reads what people's problems are and tells them to me so I know what to do. Incredible, absolutely incredible. What you did for those patients was nothing short of miraculous. Their commanding officers will be pleased to hear that they can return to active duty. They were all military? You and Alcazolca have my deepest thanks, Sucro. And now back to Alcazolca once again. Eos seems to be pleased, according to the text. Ah, somebody advertising gill selling, of course. Always. The funniest thing about this particular gill selling person is that they have a quote-unquote lore-valid Mikote name. It's like in apostrophe, a whole bunch of random letters, and then Tia. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder what people are thinking. Ah, Sucro. Rakusa Farusa tells me that your potent magics exceed all expectation. Nod. Furry pose. Had a good time, did you? I thought you might. It warms my heart to see the two of you making such great strides, and it reminds me that I must work harder to see that I'm not left behind. For the nonce, I will resume deciphering the Nemean tablets. Though they have yielded an immense quantity of information on the scholarly arts, I remain confident that they contain an equally impressive wealth of tactical information. Thank you. I'm worried that weird mouth noises are being picked up by the microphone, but thank you. Lustrate. Now, lustrate is very important. It's the first of the off-global cooldown ether flow things, which I can't demonstrate because you can only use ether flow in combat for some reason. But you've seen me do it in the palace. You use ether flow, you get 3 shiny things here, and then you can use it to fund stuff like lustrate, which is an instant cure. People have described this system as clunky and outdated because that's how they describe every aspect of Scholar, apparently. But here is the gown. Here's the good shit. I really like this piece of equipment. It looks so comfortable and like practical and like on brand for Scholar. You got like this satchel, a little potion, and a quill. It's covering your cattail a little bit for some reason. Hopefully that's not uncomfortable. Got like Nemean crest kind of thing here. Looks kind of like a sweater underneath it, honestly. Pouches and whatnot for important things that you must carry. Medals of honor because you're a great, awesome cat. These look vaguely like medals that exist in some other context of the game, I think. I really like this outfit. And you can get a version of it that is dyeable. Sacred soil here, also extremely important. Sucro, you must come with me at once. Another Tonberry has emerged from the Wanderer's Palace. A traveling peddler caught sight of the fiend and fled to Camp Bronze Lake. Once again, it falls to the Marauders Guild to find and slay it. This time, we will hunt the Tonberry in greater numbers so that we might surround it and cut off all avenues of escape. I've not forgotten our previous attempt to slay one of the foul creatures. Nor have you, I trust. I have your assurances that you will keep your fairy in line this time, yes? No. Then let us make for Bronze Lake at once. Our comrades have already departed, and I do not wish to fall behind. We will rendezvous with them at the same place we battled the first Tonberry. I don't think the microphone is picking up any weird noises that I don't want it to. I'm constantly paranoid about that because weird noises upset me. So there are some days when I end up just upsetting myself. Anyways, let's not dwell on it. It's one of those... I'm dwelling on it anyway. It's one of those sort of situations where, like, you're aware of your breathing. So you start, like, breathing consciously. Except sometimes there are situations where you're, like, aware of a part of your body, like the inside of your mouth, that you don't usually think about. And then you start moving it in weird ways. That probably makes sense, but it's also kind of disgusting. Probably. I apologize. Thank the gods you've come, Sucro. Any later and we might have had to proceed without you. The Tonberry appears to be in some sort of trance and is oblivious to our presence. Is everyone ready? Nods. It is the same Tonberry. You can tell because only one of them wears the hat. Excellent. Remember, we must surround the fiend. It cannot be allowed to flee. My son, my dear son, stay away. I cannot... Well... Damn it, not again! It seeks sanctuary inside the Wanderer's Palace. Come, let us follow and finish this once and for all. Surprise! Unique instanced version of a dungeon. Do not dally, Sucro. We need your magics. Oh, it's got this music again. The emotional level 50 job quest theme. That gets me in the emotions. Rancor Flame. Uh-oh. Why, it's almost as if these Tonberries are not evil of their own accord. That one has a funny hat. Incredible. Look at this Tonberry Black Mage that we just destroyed. Oops. Akazoka has upgraded his title once again to the Slayer, after the Thinker and the Doer. The famous words of Heidelin, do, think, slay. I got the order wrong, but you know what I mean. Behind us? Like, one would think it's probably not a good idea to defeat these Tonberries, given... there's the Wanderer. Given all the Rancor flames that are popping up, you would think maybe it's not the best idea to, like, you know... But then again, you could say that we're knocking it out of them, so that might be a good thing. Fetid Fairy. That's a giant gnat. You can't fool me. But that does seem to imply something now, doesn't it? Why would the Tonberry Wanderer summon a fairy? I wonder. It's really obvious, actually. Considering the Tonberry's garb. Everyone's grudge! Whoa. That made all the Rancor flames start moving towards me. And explode! Someone's grudge. I think I have to just sit here and take this. Yep. What? Again? Why do you protect this demon? Nod. Heal the Tonberry Wanderer. Have you gone mad? That thing is a monster. It must be put down. This is really good, actually. I forgot the particulars of how this works, and it's very good. The Rancor, Lily, my son, why are you here? Who has summoned you? The fairy's name is Lily. Then Nim is no more? 1,500 years, can it truly be so? I was Suritu Karitu, before the sickness from the sea transformed me. The traders, they were the first. As their ears and noses began to atrophy, their limbs grew shorter, and their skin... Yeah, I'm having emotions a little bit. We scholars tried to halt the spread, tried to find a cure, but in time we too fell ill. Sympathy turned to fear, and fear to anger. Monsters, they called us, abominations. Then you were once a man? They sealed the sick within the temple with magics, tried to drown us, tried to forget us. Though our bodies had been changed, our minds remained intact. Oh no, there's an extra sad version of the theme we were just hearing too. But within every man lurks a beast. When those whom you call kin deny you, come to hate and despise you. I too succumbed to the Rancor, until you reunited me with Lily, my dearest son. Son with a U, not an O. Long has my mind been clouded with hatred, but by the resplendent light of Lily at long last I am free. Alkazolka's crying too. It's a good moment. Hooray, I got a new skill. I think. It's raining. Just like my eyes. Well. I nearly killed him. Thank the gods that fairy stopped me. I wonder, did she know it was Cerrito from the beginning, or was it only... In any case, she's regained a good portion of her memories, if not all of them, I suspect. Well, if you would excuse me, I need to take some time to put my thoughts in order and explain how I might... decide how I might explain this to the Axemaster. Axemaster is a title that's on the same level as Bowlord, and I forgot about it. So wait a bleeding moment. That Tonberry used to be a scholar like you? Does it mean you'll turn into one of them if you keep slinging those spells? Did I misunderstood what he said back there? The hell's with it. I came expecting to fight one Tonberry, not a whole bloody mess of them. If it wasn't for you and your flying friend, I reckon we'd not have left there alive. Gotta say, you and Elka make a great team. Shame there ain't more of you scholarly types around, 'cause I could use a partner like you. Take care, Sucro. Well, she's doing alright. Hey, Cerrito. Now we can get a view of the friend. Our friend Cerrito. Ghoster, could you, like, turn around? No. Okay. Group photo. Look, this is important. That was very important, I'll have you know. That the traditions of my people have not been lost to the ages is of great comfort to me. I do not know how that soul crystal came into your possession, but I'm glad that it did. For the sickness robbed me not only of my body, but of Lily as well. The soul of the scholar no longer resonates with my ether. I cannot summon her. Only you can. Only you are fit to wield the magics now. Here, a gown as befits a scholar of your standing. I bequeath it to you, along with the knowledge of sacred soil, my most versatile art. I cannot thank you enough for purging the rancor from my heart, but there are still countless others who have yet to see the light. I cannot abandon them to their fate. I will not. And so I bid you farewell, Sucro. Carry on our traditions with pride. Sacred soil. And that's the Realm Reborn ones. So we have to continue. And he's gone. Farewell, Cerrito. We will see you again. Now, the Argute attire coffer that we just received. Is an alternate color set of the scholar stuff. Some of which is apparently better than what we had. This one is blue and gold. These are basically sucro colors, so this is one option for a future. And there's the full Argute set. Honestly, the boots don't really match, I don't think. Like, the bow on the boots does. But I feel like the majority of the boots don't really fit the set too much, truthfully. Sucro, go to Cool Egg. Yeah, that Scholar Quest got me in the emotions. I'll just admit that. It's important to be honest about emotions, and like to have them freely. So, what should we do now then? Am I allowed to use glamour plates in Mordona? I forget. No. Of course not. To the apartment building, then. One of the major benefits of owning an apartment is that it's extremely cheap to teleport there, and all of the facilities you might need are right there. You got your summoning bell. You got your market board. I say all, you got a chocobo stable, which is very important. Eventually. Maybe. Counts as a towns, you can do that. And you can put a number of useful things in your apartment, but you can't access your glamour dresser from here because it would be a programming nightmare to have that be a movable furniture item, is what they've said. So you still have to use in-rooms for that. There's no way to like buy a furniture item that is your glamour dresser. I would like to check something. Scholar. Scholar's attire augmentation. 148,000 gil. Okay. Okay. I need that to upgrade the scholar gear that I just got into being a dyeable version, is the thing. Let's go look at Sucro's apartment again while we're here, because I think it's good. I think it's good. Rika is asking me what I needed for lots of gil. Oh no. The scholar's attire augmentation. I just want one of them for the gown. I might incorporate it into like my Heavensward outfit or something. If you missed it, this is Sucro's apartment as it currently stands. We've got cat tree. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna do one thing here. Apartment merchant, furnish me with an extra cushion. Because I realized something very cute that I can do with this cushion setup here that I already mentioned, I believe. If we add a fourth cushion, and leave it red, arrange them in a nicely scattered way that is visually appealing somehow. This will do for now. But now we have a whole light party of cushions. We have the healer cushion, we have the tank cushion, and we have the 2 DPS cushions. At first I was just dyeing them different colors because I thought that was cute by itself. But then I realized the colors I was dyeing them and what I could do. And I think this is wonderful. Also, there's an entire line of Tonberry furniture, and I'm not sure if that's disrespectful to the Tonberries and their history in this game or not, but I do have the rug. Also, these towels cost 3,000 PvP points for some reason. Actually, while we're here, since apparently I'm putting off doing the important stuff as much as possible, I want to show one other cool thing with housing, which is that I don't believe this feature existed last time I played the game. You can preview every furniture item in the game. It just places a fake version of it in your home. So we've got like fancy indoor pond, grocery cart, gigantic wall that displays a landscape version of that with the giant moon on it. My partition is getting in the way a little bit. There's a lot of different things. We can have like this cool table, Moogle furniture. Monument of the Holy Blade Save the Queen, as you do. Showcase full of 1 billion violins because you're extremely rich, apparently. Do you have any idea how much violins are worth when they're like really high quality ones? I don't, but I think it's a lot. Goodness. Like, I had a decent but not like fancy viola, and that was several $100s by itself. Pub signboard. Mushroom lamp. There's so many furniture. Here's the giant book that I have displayed. There's diamond weapon. Spoilers. There's a lot of spoilers, actually, in here. There's a funny shark. And so on. There's a lot. What else do we have? Some of my favorite furniture. Pile of books! Other pile of books! I will probably buy these at some point. If I commit to Scholar, Sucro's going to love books so much. You have no idea. I think I've just been mailed a Scholar's attire augmentation, most likely. Giant Dalmill. Indoor Oriental Garden. I thought that said Indoor Outdoor Garden. You could just put an aqueduct? Why can you put an aqueduct in your house, actually? That's cool. You can just put a spiral staircase that goes nowhere. You can also make it go somewhere if you really want to. Put an oven. I'm not going to show all of the furniture, obviously. I just got distracted looking through the furniture. Let's go to the lobby. Rika has sent me a letter that says rapid meowing to an extremely obnoxious degree and contains the thing I complained about the price of. Rika, thank you. I think you only need one. I hope you only need one. I only wanted one. That kind of coincides with where I was needing to go anyway. Because I believe you augment the attire in Mordona. And then we can take a look at how it dies, and then finally after that, I can start doing a plot-relevant thing. Finally, I can name a video without putting decimal points in it. Maybe. I could do hard mode Titan, but I don't want to do hard mode Titan. Not right now. That might be something I do off camera. Now I don't remember where you go to augment anything. I think it's in this maze of a building somewhere. Rowena's Special Hell building. Dang it, Rowena. Here's a person who sells a mount that costs 50 million gil. If you need a gil sink. This is not the correct place. Is it this guy? Is it this guy? That's a lady. I was trying to talk to the guy though. Artifact equipment. There we go. Wait. Oh no! You need 2 for the chest piece. Ah! That's painful. We can still look at it though. Rika, no. Not all of your money. We can still look at the die. I like how it works. Zuko, put your pants back on. It makes the portion in the middle a lighter color based on what you dye the outer portion. Honestly, like, the default color scheme is also good, but you know. It looks good in this color. There are many options. And of course, you can make it obnoxiously shiny. I can't even guarantee that I'll use a dyed version of this because the default colors are a little more interesting in some ways. Because you can have 2 colors that are very different, but I probably appreciate the option, but don't like worry about it or anything. Anyway. Before we continue, I'm going to be right back. Once I find a place to sit. I will sit here. I'll be right back. Hello. I am back now. I received the following message from Rika while I was gone. I know you said don't worry about it, but I saw a guy named Amogus Sus, and it made me so mad that I did it anyway. I love you, Rika. Anyway, is there even a male Moogle in... Yeah, there is. Okay. One of the quests that's available around here is called It's Definitely Pirates. After It's Probably Pirates and It's Probably Not Pirates. Even more obnoxious meowing than the first time. Probably that kind. Like the Palico kind. You know the kind. I'm gonna go ahead and exchange prizes right now. And then we'll get to doing what we're supposed to be doing. Or like an offshoot of what we're supposed to be doing at least. Remember when items were like eye level 55 and stuff? Instead of 370,000 million? What's vintage equipment? Oh yeah, you can get antique items that you exchange for just another copy of this. Oh wait, no, this is the stuff you get rewarded at the end of the level 50 quest. I don't think you used to be given these for free. Maybe? There's the white mage one. It looks like a white mage robe. Anyway, who's ready for actual things to happen, maybe? That chocobo is very large. The size of your player character's chocobo depends on the race that your character is, I think. This is not as funny as the Guild Wars 2 mount size, which is based entirely on your height slider regardless of your race. Meaning that the tallest Asura and the tallest Norn will have a mount that is the same size. Who is this outlandish man? We know who this is. Legacy of Aleg. Do I know you? Ah, unless I'm very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Garlean Empire's general, are you not? The great Sucro Funk herself. Amazing. And more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate. I but recently received word of a truly unique opportunity, you see. An opportunity the like of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward, not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk, a single misstep could cost you your life. But what is a little danger to a storied hero such as you? A woman with absolute confidence in her own abilities stands to profit handsomely from this venture. No, no, I crave no recompense for my part in bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discoveries you shall make will be reward enough, I assure you. If my words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek a man by the name of Rambros at St. Coinach's Find. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. I think the first time I did Crystal Tower, Like, I don't remember, obviously, Nero just being there. So the first time I did Crystal Tower, I think it was so far after the point that Nero was relevant in the main storyline that I'd forgotten who he was. Because they had not added in other things where he was relevant yet. Like, even when it was like, aha, it was me, Nero von... Nero. Or whatever. I think I was probably like, who? But hopefully, I will remember things better this time I play through the game. I forgot about this song. Why, if it isn't Sucro Funk herself, I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? I am a cat, and Nero told me to meet you here. I know it was him. You were directed here, you say, by a man clad in foreign garb. Well, the opportunity he spoke of must surely refer to our latest anthropogeographical endeavor. Quite how we came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization. But that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and your services will, I am certain, prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find herself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? Nod. I rather thought you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now the first... Sucro, I thought it was you! Oh, okay, Sid. What brings you to St. Koinax? Don't tell me. The Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently inseparable foe, yes? No? Ah, I see you two are already acquainted. That is well, Master Garland. Our intrepid hero here caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. She has she? Good to have you aboard, Sucro. You don't have the faintest idea what you volunteered for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The Sons of St. Koinax are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allagan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into the civilization's mysteries than ever before. Ah, but I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allagan archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the Ultima weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond aught Garlemald can presently achieve. Nero Telskeva simply awoke it. I mention this by way of a reminder that you've had what one might term extensive first-hand experience with a notable Allagan relic. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. Now to the core of the matter. Here in Mordona there stands an entire Allagan structure which we've yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the Ultima weapon, and the Lesser Mood Dalamud before it, it seemed Lesser Mood, not Mood. Lesser Mood. The Lesser Mood Dalamud. It seems wise to treat any remnants from that era with utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and, above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another I have no wish to see another megalomaniacal legatus wield one of those weapons. It was this thought which first moved me to contact the Sons and propose the tower be explored. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground. But like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. I like that it even has the crystal, like, gates in front of it, where you had to have each of the crystals in Final Fantasy III, or you just got fucking killed immediately. Which is what we're panning over now. Which is what Sid is going to demonstrate. Throw a rock! Bonk! Don't touch that. We believe the power to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole. Why did I say that like that? Much less set foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues, carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen. The 8 sentinels, as the sons are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Do you have any more rocks? Nod. And so they went to collect rocks. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy those statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. I'm pretty sure that's also true in Final Fantasy III. Like, if you try to airship through the statues, you can't. My colleagues and I are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we are to gain access to the tower's secrets, we must need employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It will be difficult and dangerous, Sucro, but I can think of no finer woman for the task. I'm having difficulty talking today. If I didn't know better, I'd say you have a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There's much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. Excuse me for that. Speak with him once more. Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each one utilizing one of the 4 elements of fire, water, wind, or earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these unsleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analyses, however, we are reasonably certain that the best... I think I'm just doing the Sid voice now. We are reasonably certain that the attacks of these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the Beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Mayhap I should have said exactly like the specimens they use. Were there any other way, we would not ask this of you, but we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe's strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals we require. Pray make for La Noscia, where both Sapsa's spawning grounds and Ugamaro mines are located. You may be certain that the materials used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave to your discretion, but whatever you do, please be careful. And so we have to go to places. Now, I think I could switch to Dancer temporarily to make this easy because they wouldn't try to attack me, but you know, that's no fun, right? Struggling to use the interface like a regular person. At least I can fly over them. Sort of. Not really. Well. Let's just do this fate, why not? We're here. Then we can proceed into the Kobold Mines. A trespasser, invader, something something. Naturally, the kobolds aren't too happy that we're trying to steal their crystal. And there we go. That's one. And that is all the way over there. I'm also not sure, like, how much I'm going to stream today. It feels like it might end up being a shorter stream day. But I've been wrong about that before. Dang it, I keep doing that. I'd like to do at least one part of the actual Crystal Tower raid. At minimum. It's kind of a shame to me that the Sahagin, like, theme, this music that's playing now, is basically just a theme used for ominous situations and or danger. They don't have a unique sort of, like, motif. Also, I've gone a way that will not lead me to my goal. Actually, maybe they do have a motif. Hey. Rude. Because I heard a bit of music for a second. Yeah, never mind. Ignore what I was saying before, they have their own theme. Dang it, dang it, dang it! How do I keep doing that? Alright, everyone stop fighting me, and then I'll land. Be gone, shore walker! No. I need to steal your stuff so I can go into the Crystal Tower, my favorite location in a video game. Haha. The joke is that I think the Crystal Tower ruins Final Fantasy III at the very end. Mostly due to being a, like, 3-hour-long dungeon with no save point in it. With wonky difficulty. Like, the very most difficult thing in the game is the final boss for reasons that are unfair. So the Crystal Tower is a place where you waste hours of your life and then get destroyed at the very end and then stop playing the game. You know. Because the boss can just choose to use an attack called Particle Beam, sometimes more than once. At least in the 3DS version, or DS version, she was able to use Particle Beam twice in a turn and just kill you? It wasn't good. It was bad, actually. Anyway. It's not... The Crystal Tower is not as bad in this game. It is an older raid with mechanics that I don't quite understand, but also you're able to ignore a lot of them. Help progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastmen's strongholds. So these are the famed flawless crystals of the beast tribes. I've seen countless specimens from I know not how many excavations, but nothing to compare to these. Their purity is astounding. You've done well, Sucro. With these in our possession, we lack only the crystals of fire and wind. The former lies in Zaharak, the war camp of the Amalja and Thanalan. The latter in Natalan, the roost of the Ixal in the hills of Kurthus. You could expect them to be as closely guarded as the first two, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving word of your resounding success. Time to go resoundingly succeed, then. At some point, I'm gonna have to do all of these quests on the map that are marked with the blue plus, even though I'm not gonna do a lot of leaves. A lot of the, like, optional stuff I'm probably gonna do off camera, honestly. Or if I do it, maybe I'll, like, record it and put it separately or something like that. That could be interesting. Though I'm not always going to be in the mood to record, of course. Wow, I don't remember this song at all. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's the fire one. It was a lot more difficult and involved to get the requisite crystals in Final Fantasy III, considering that spanned the entire game. And these ones are just kind of here. Oh. Never completed my hunting log. That's also something I'll probably be doing off camera. But I saw the marks, so I had to stop. I like this leitmotif. We'll be hearing this later. And so we got the crystals! Yay! Now we must needs go and give them to the man. And then perhaps our investigation will proceed apace. As they say. Somebody has said this. I'm sure of it. Sure takes me a lot of effort to, like, close a window sometimes, doesn't it? I don't know why I'm doing that. It's a little bit funny, but not really. Sucro, it's good to see you. Tell me, were you able to obtain the remaining crystals from the Beastmen? Indeed, I was. Wonderful. With all 4 crystals in hand, we are now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. I hope I did not give the impression that we'd be embarking on a journey to the Crystal Tower just yet. Alas, there's another step which must be completed ere we come to that. While the crystals you acquired are indeed flawless, they are of little use to us in their present form. If they're to reflect the elemental forces of the tower's defenses, they must needs be cut and polished. A process which calls for a very particular set of materials. Procuring them will be a challenge in itself, I fear. Needless to say, we will be requiring your services once again. If the flawless crystals you procured for us are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, a very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. I say substances, but one might as just well call them one substance, namely aether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Alas, aether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it's not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it's used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmiths Guild in Ul'dah seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the Guildmaster, however, I was informed that no aether sand was currently available. Though I requested that word be sent as soon as new stock came in, I've yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order some time before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring aether sand is no small feat, of course, and I'm not an impatient man. But I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust you with the payment for our purchase, and send you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it's my hope that when next we meet you will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of aether sand we require. I think the later raids in this game do have the exact same amount of build-up that this one does, if I remember correctly. It may be some time before we actually get there, but I do want to do at least one step of it today. I don't feel like I'm in the best, state in which to stream, but I'm doing it. I'm doing my best. Which is why I think I said earlier that it might be a shorter one, but I do want to accomplish at least a certain amount of stuff, is all. Once again, we're back to speaking with Serendipity. Ah, Mistress Funk. Welcome, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? A gigantic pile of money. You're here on behalf of the Sons of St. Koinek. What fortunate timing. I was just about to contact Master Rambros with the news that we finally managed to acquire a quantity of fire-aspected aether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you're welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jamim over the... Nod. I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without the sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. I sympathize with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the aether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as a partial payment. Partial? Are you saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. I suppose a man can do without a midday meal for a year or two. Oh, hey, Biggs. Sucro, it's been too long. What brings you here, then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you? That's my sand. Oh, well now, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gil clinking together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming and yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no, you're here for the bloomin' aether sand, aren't you? I'm a cat and we're gonna break into a tower. Well, I can't deny the elegant civilization's a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with a new airship design to think of much else, you see. Well, I say tinkering, wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we managed to put together a prototype crystal-powered propulsion system. My Biggs accent is all over the place. We got the idea for it when we heard of how you lot had used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise, as a matter of fact. I think he's supposed to be Scottish. Anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of ether sand. And that's why I can't just relinquish my claim over this batch here, even for you, lass. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation, if not by technologically innovating, eh? Ahem, while I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech, duty compels me to point out that this lady is a representative of the organization that reserved the ether sand in question, to mention nothing of the fact that her purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, it's like that, is it? Alright, this batch is yours. I'll let you have it. But if you're gonna take my sand, it's only fair you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. Oh, it's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation or two. Alright, Biggs. Why not? Biggs is a helpful guy. Even if he is trying to buy all of the sand. Now then, from what you told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementally aspected ether sand as well, right? Rather than sitting on your rump and waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself. And it just so happens I know of a good place to start. There's said to be a peddler in northern Thanalan who very occasionally handles the earth-aspected variety of ether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumor as we speak. I know you're thinking, when did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer being, just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. Thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thanalan without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Fog and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I not mention her? Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. Yep. Definitely all over the place with that line reading. I was. It's probably a bit more Irish than Scottish, honestly. Good. Who are you? Are you the right person? Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is the squat silent type, the type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, 'tis no stirring epic. But as you asked, my employer, a Lalafilin lad, wished to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. I forget what it's called, but 'tis apparently worth a small fortune. Anyway, when we arrived, the man claimed his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandits' stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised, rogues were awakened, and we fled in a blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion, and I've not seen him since. Oh, a friend of yours, is he? You best be prepared for the worst. It's just possible the poor sod may yet be lost in the old Amajina mithril mine, and I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. Oh boy, a mithril mine and a Final Fantasy III related quest. Better go advance the story far enough to pick up Dark Knight so the enemies don't split when I hit them. Just kidding, you literally can't get Dark Knight before this anymore. Because you have to complete the Crystal Tower quest line in order to access Heavensward. And you have to access Heavensward in order to get Dark Knight. My joke has been ruined. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, this area. This is where there's a big old fate that happens. Where's Wedge though? I don't see an interactable spot. Can you go inside of the... You can. Aha! There he is. How could I be so stupid? Sneaking into a bandit's lair, it's just not the sort of thing I could do. And now I'm going to die for it. No, I just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to walk out of here. Here we go. Surprise! I'm a cat. Ah! I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I'll promise I'll leave and never come back. Hi. Sucro, is it really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I was just in the process of retrieving some stolen ether sand, which Biggs and I need for our research, as it happens. It was, I concede, perhaps a touch foolish and very nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away, and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes, and what looked very much like a plague with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen ether sand is right here in my oh dear. It must have fallen out when I was taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. I'm here to get your sand for you. You'll find the ether sand in my stead. Nod. Oh, thank the gods! You're a true friend, Sucro. I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors. Now that's some better line reading. If I may appraise my own performance. My chocobo disappeared. I kind of want that chocobo back. Boaster needs a steady supply of greens in order to exist in this world. Uh-oh. Guess I'm fighting. Ah, shucks. Oh yeah, I have Art of War! Slam the ground! I forgot I had that outside of PvP now. Art of the ground. Basically, my AoE is like repeatedly wishing the ground happy birthday until everything dies. It's kind of great. People don't like Art of War, and I don't know why. It's hilarious. This is about the scholar move, not the book. I don't know if people's opinions on the book Art of War. Yeah. Let's just appreciate Art of War for a second again. Come forth and slam, should thee wish to jam. Okay. I'm still happy with that picture as well. Right. Oh, I already picked up the thing. I just need to give us a wedge. Sucro, have you had any luck locating the ether sand? Yes, that's it! I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You're also on a mission to collect ether sand? And you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of Allagan knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds like your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's time must be worth a look. Right. I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona with that ether sand before there are any more, little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Sucro. And then Wedge was attacked by all the bandits outside and killed. Can you imagine if a video game just actually pulled stuff like that? Like a plot important NPC was like, alright, time to get out of this joint. And then they wandered out and all the regular mobs of the area attacked and killed them, and that was a plot point. Gameplay and story integration, motherfucker! That's what the monsters yell before they kill the guy. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm a silly person. Anyway. That crystal tower sure is a tower made out of crystal, isn't it? We're getting ever closer to breaching the outer wall. Oh, not really. Maybe? Everyone is complimenting me so many times today. I don't know how I feel about it. Right. Rambros. That person's named Shoryuken Hadouken. They should be a Lalafell. That could be a Lalafell name, almost. Not quite. It doesn't quite follow the... No, I'm not... You don't need to apologize. I'm just... Where? Ah, Sucro, I see you've returned. I take from your presence that you were successful in procuring us some ether sand. This is the Sid voice again, my mistake. Tell me, which variety did you find? Fire and earth. 2 out of 4. I see, 2 varieties. Well, that's 2 more than could be reasonably expected, and 2 less than I'd hoped you would say. Forgive my flippancy. You've done well, truly. But if all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. Master Garland, if you'd be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals. I shall set to work immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this. One does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the 7 hells did you find them? Mistake me not, old friend. I know only too well how capable you are. But ether sand isn't something you can simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem cabinet. I found Biggs and Wedge. You had help from Biggs and Wedge? If I start actually saying things other than I'm a cat, it's just going to make everybody turn into Metal Gear dialogue. If I can predict what they're saying correctly. Trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back. How's a genius meant to rest on his laurels when his employees are so damnably inventive, eh? Now they're determined to join us, are they? Typical. He says, smiling. I jest, of course. It will be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of professional pride, let's endeavor to procure the 2 remaining varieties of ether sand before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, Rambros, have we any information on where the water and wind aspected types may be hiding? Not as of yet, but I've made certain arrangements. We shall see We shall soon see if my efforts have borne fruit. Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about that prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition. Mayhap an explanation is in order, but first let us savor the preliminary victory that Sucro has won for our cause, if only for a moment. Victory has been savored. Let's continue. For a second I thought my weatherproof Gala cat had a quest, but no. You are the adventurer Sucro, are you not? That's not the quest. Wait, no, it was the quest dialogue. Why would he say that? Oh, I accidentally took the regular quest. Never mind. Let's try this again. Okay. Yes, I must speak of the arrangements I made to acquire 2 remaining varieties of ether sand. Some days ago, I asked a Charlian acquaintance of mine to travel to Gradania and there gather the necessary materials. Since that time, however, I've heard nary a whisper from him. To be frank, this lack of communication is not entirely uncharacteristic, but I cannot discount the possibility that something ill has befallen the man. Alas, we do not have time to investigate his fate. As I mentioned before, the more we delay our expedition, the more likely it is that the Crystal Tower's secrets will fall into the wrong hands. Therefore, I would entrust you with the same mission I assigned to my friend. Travel to the Black Shroud and seek out Parsemontre, the master of the markets in Gradania. If anyone knows where ether sand might be bought, it is he. Oh, the cat orb is good with the thinking modification. I like this. I love to see it. I wonder if the Charlian acquaintance might be someone that's familiar to players of the game. I honestly don't remember when a certain character shows up, but that sounds like it's probably time. I just realized I can probably just use Art of War randomly in towns now. I can slap the ground whenever I want to. I can probably find like hidden bananas and like banana coins and Donkey Kong medals and stuff like that. That's not a real collectible. Yes, I'm sorry. Did you say you wish to purchase ether sand? Forgive me, madam, but have you the faintest idea of the rarity of the material you seek? I have not seen so much as a grain of ether sand in these markets for many a long year. Excuse me for that interruption. I could tell you where one might mine the ore from which the water-aspected variety of the abrasive is derived, but only a desperate fool would willingly set foot in the place. You seem undeterred. Very well. Are you familiar with Earth's Gift? Oh, it's, Odin's house. That's where the ore is to be found, at an area inhabited by a particularly pernicious hog. Should you encounter the betusked nightmare, you will know that you're in the right place, albeit at the wrong time. Farewell. Okay. Time to investigate, I guess. Does that mean I have to do a specific fate? I don't remember where you get the Odin Quest, and I'm curious to know about that. Because I feel like that might be one I do want to do on camera. Because I need personal vengeance against Odin as a healer. I need to prove that I am not incapable of Odin's evil test. Well, there's a dead hog. I just like that sentence. Revenge and vindication against Odin is a great idea. You are too late, adventurer, and not only for the entertainment. You will find no trace of the ore which but recently lay here. Nay, not so much as a speck. What is this voice? Ah, no, you will never spy me from there. For the time being, at least, you will have to trust the evidence of your ears. Now stop squinting at the foliage and listen. As I told you, the water-blessed mineral you hoped to find is gone, taken by me. Victory has made me magnanimous, however. Accordingly, I have decided to share the location of an alternative source of ether sand with you. The wind-touched variety, to be specific. I trust I have your attention. Good. A band of Ixal in the North Shroud keeps a quantity of the abrasive for the purpose of removing impurities from lesser crystals. Thank you. Well, do you mean to dally here all day? Make haste, adventurer, before I snatch another prize from under your nose. This is to be a race. Is this the guy? I don't know if this is the right voice, if this is the guy. The Ixali logging grounds in the North Shroud shall be our destination, and that is where the real amusement will begin. May the best man win. I killed the pig before you could. Ho 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 ho. I just realized that the I killed the pig before you could line delivery that I just did on that random thing that I said. Sounds vaguely like Tales of Phantasia's opening speech of I dwell amidst the abounding light of heaven. It had the same sort of like mood behind it to me. I've never played Tales of Phantasia, I just know the funny words. Well, there's some ether sand. I'm gonna be accosted. Why do I keep putting my book away? This interaction bar, this is kind of a funny thing to look at. This interaction bar is long enough that it feels like the person's just going to show up and snatch it. Bravo! That was quite the show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of ether sand slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations. The wind-touched abrasive is yours. And yet, having been treated to such a memorable performance, I cannot help feeling that the greater prize is mine. This inequity must not stand. I insist that you accept a token of my appreciation. Payment for this entertainment will be waiting for you to the east, in a clearing within Proud Creek. Pray retrieve the gift ere it's crushed beneath the iron feet of the Dullahans. If this is the guy, then I completely forgot that the guy was like this. Ever. And if it's not the guy, I don't know who the heck this is. Very well, I shall deign to fight you. If you insist. You ever hit a suit of armor with a book? I don't think it's very effective. Good thing I can also shoot magic. Well, there's the water one. Sucro's getting it. She's getting that satchel. Not what you were expecting. I took the liberty of refining the ore from Earth's gift into ether sand. Do keep it safe, adventurer. Lest you accuse me of playing games, you should know that the thought of relinquishing my prize never once crossed my mind until I saw you in action. Such deeds must needs be rewarded. It is my vocation, you see, to record history as it's made by mortal men, and I much prefer to chronicle the accomplishments of the bold and the mighty. Thus it is my fervent wish that you continue your career with the same courage and zeal you've shown today. We shall meet again, adventurer, and sooner than you may imagine. Okay. Somehow I got all of the prizes. Somehow things worked out. What news of your mission? Are we any closer to acquiring the remaining abrasives? Why, yes. You've brought both? I shall have Master Garland begin to work on the crystals immediately. I did. There, that should do the trick. Ah, they're the fangs. Like from Final Fantasy III. Excellent work! We now possess all 4 of the fangs required to pierce the Crystal Tower's defenses. My compliments, Master Garland. Oh, it was a trifling matter, I assure you. Sucro here is the one you should be thanking. Anyways, by my reckoning, there's nothing stopping us from striding up to the Allegan's front door. Nod. This is either Biggs or Wedge. This is a 50-50. You can't go without us, Chief. Biggs, Wedge, come to lend a hand, have you? Well, it's not every day you get a chance to study the wonders of the Allegan Empire, is it? Their technology makes Garlemald's look ancient. I appreciate your enthusiasm, lads, I really do, but we're not here to take this knowledge for ourselves. Twice in the last decade, the promise of unimaginable power has prompted men to meddle with technology they do not understand, and the realm has been dragged onto the very brink of oblivion on both occasions. We shall not be so irresponsible as to risk another. Wedge, do you recall our company's creed? Yes, Chief. It's freedom through technology? Exactly. Freedom. When we forsook our homeland, we swore that we would have no truck with machines that could... We swore that we would have no truck with machines that could be used to promote tyranny. This has not changed. Should you feel tempted to break your oath, remember this. The wonders of the all-knowing Allegan Empire could not save their civilization, and have damn near doomed ours twice. This is why we must explore the Crystal Tower and, if needs be, seal away its secrets. Nod. Nod. A compelling viewpoint. It's unyielding wills such as yours that have defined the course of history. Yup, it's the guy! So, you return at last. What, pray tell, has kept you so wholly preoccupied that you could not spare a moment to inform me of your progress or preservation? Why, the task you assigned me, of course. Surely you've not forgotten about the ether sand. I don't know what voice to give this guy. Oh no. Let me think. I mean, I was kind of jumping over the place for the voice before. I tasked a passing adventurer with delivering it. A more capable courier I could not imagine. This is just Thancred or something. Fall damage, killed instantly. It's the lad. It's the boy. Greetings, adventurer. Did I not say we would meet again? I believe an introduction is in order. I'm Guraha Tia, one of the students of Baldessian. I look forward to joining you on your groundbreaking expedition. Hang on, I need to I should have... There's something I wanted to prepare beforehand, but forgot to? Hello. And now my web browser is not opening. My computer is not deigning to cooperate with my shenanigans. Oh boy. There we go. You just have to open it twice so that it opens twice. Instead of 0 times. And then doesn't load. Oh, computer. Let's see. There we go. I needed a stock, sitcom applause crowd cheering sound effect, as this video is called. Applause crowd cheering sound effects, specifically. For whenever Gurahatia appears. I also don't know if that's the correct way to say the G, actually. Let me double check. I'm afraid of doing anything wrong with this character that literally everybody loves. It is a short goo, okay. Ah shit, you're right. It's like I need the Dendi entering noise. I hope I can... Perfect! Thank you, internet. That's the Gurahatia sounds. Gurahatia has been assigned to the project as an observer. I hope you will forgive him his eccentricities and welcome him as one of our own. So then, our fellowship is complete, and all stand ready to step into the unknown. 3 cheers for Noah! Oh, that's another FF3, because that abbreviates to something. Noah? That's the name I've chosen for our little collective. Given our differing backgrounds, we cannot very well call ourselves the Sons of St. Koinak, can we? And we must have a memorable appellation if our venture is to leave its mark on the annals of history. I could claim that NOAA stands for Nominated Observers of Artifacts Historical, and so it does technically. but my true reason for choosing this name stems from the fact that it's shared by a vaunted Allagan Archmagus. An Archmagus? I like the sound of that! Thumbs up! Thumbs up! Everyone's a nerd! Thumbs up! Very well. Now that the pressing matter of what to call ourselves has been settled, it's time we set forth to brave the outer defenses of the Crystal Tower. Is everybody ready to depart? Nod. Various ways of expressing yes. Ready! Ready? Go! Yeah, the G practically stands for Gigantic Vambrace. It's the lad. Garahatia, extremely popular character for reasons that are not entirely apparent yet at this point of the story. Remember him. He is important. And he's probably like at least 50% of the world's population's boyfriend. If anything I've seen about Final Fantasy XIV fans is to be believed. I think he's alright. I don't think I'm as crazy about this character as a lot of people are, but I also haven't played through the entirety of the game that exists right now. So I haven't seen a good deal of his stuff. Spoilers, he appears in more recent content, I guess. Well, Labyrinth of the Ancients. I still don't know what voice to give this lad. Esteemed colleagues, the secrets of Allag beckon, of ancient Allag beckon. Let's not keep them waiting any longer. Adventurer, you and I will join the engineers at the Crystal Tower's main gateway, where we will endeavor to neutralize the structure's outer defenses. I don't think this is his voice either. Rambros, meanwhile, will remain here and oversee the operation. Given my knowledge of Allagan history, it seems logical that I should lead the expedition itself, though I admit the role does not exactly befit my status as an observer. Still, we can but make use of the resources at hand. Assuming all are in agreement, let us proceed forthwith to the large, lopsided gate found to the southeast. See, at a certain point, a lot of my voice options sort of blend together. I feel like I'm just making him Thancred, which is wrong. I'll have to, like, rehearse this or something. I've also had a cursed thought about Garahatia, which was thinking I would give him the Super Mario Bros. Super Show Luigi voice that I don't even know if I can do. He has the color scheme of the... You're right, he does. Well, wait. Warrior of Darkness? You mean like the four men who pretend to be the heroes? Or is there a different guy that I'm not remembering? I think they're the Warriors of Light. The Warriors of Darkness in FF3 are just the ones that show up in the tower, in the World of Darkness at the end, to tell you about plot, I think. Hello. There was a very excited polar bear for a second. The Crystal Tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Still don't know the voice. Sid, you're the only one of our number who's ever crossed this threshold. I ask that you take the lead for the present. I feel like that's too low. God. This is the only character where I care this much about getting a voice that works. Because I feel like I will be destroyed if I besmirch this man. It's out of fear more than respect. Well, there's a lot of very nice color-coordinated death lasers here. Invisible death lasers. I'm not consistent at all because I'm switching the voice every text box. I say, the energy radiating from these statues is palpable. Lucky for us that it is. One might otherwise stroll past them. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses which prompted our lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent would-be intruders from advancing to within 20 yalms of the tower's inner reaches. Yep. Good job, Garaha. No matter how swift they may be. Voice changing again. Happily, the crystal fangs we took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Chief, it's too dangerous to allow anyone else to risk his life testing one. Quite right. I made the damn things. It's my job to see that they work. I did see the Ifrit jacket. It's pretty cool. I feel like you could have, like, poked the wall with the fang instead of with your hand holding the fang for extra safety. Or you could have chucked it, maybe. Success! I, for one am convinced. Friends, ready your fangs. Everyone gets a turn. It's very dramatic and loud, and... What if one of the statues just fell on someone and they got killed? Truthfully. Does Sucro get Earth? Who gets to do the Earth one? Earth would actually be really appropriate for Sucro to use here. Yep. The last one is yours, old friend. It seemed only right. It would have been funny to see Wedge do it too, you're right. Ha! We did it! So much for the outer defenses! Indeed, the entrance to the tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sings with anticipation. Speaking of blood... I have a proposal for the next stage of the expedition. Give me all of your blood. Now, I suggest we wait here while Sucro and a hand-picked party of her adventuring companions enter the tower. What? Without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure. We did, and we will, but our investigations must proceed at a more measured pace. If the outside of the place is this well defended, can you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Sucro here fits that description better than anyone I know. She is a cat. You are also a cat, but not in the same way. It's difficult to explain. And it is not as if we shall be idle in her absence, while Sucro and her companions are risking life and limb to beat us a path to the tower. We can set about analyzing this rubble for evidence of how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable in that endeavor, historian Gurahatia. Bah, do you ever tire of being right, old man? Ahem. Sucro, as it seems I won't be accompanying you, allow me to at least provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of Ancients. During this initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the place of hostile elements. When you're reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell and we shall join you post-haste, no matter what Master Garland says. Though we'd prefer if any relics you encountered remained intact, you have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress into the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you, Sucro. I think I've just ended up on Thancred, but more energetic, which is still feels wrong. I don't know. Labyrinth of the Ancients, now available. This is a raid. Wow. While we're here, I noticed in the cutscene that there's little symbols atop each of these. Like there's a wind kind of gust. There's a rock sort of symbol. You know, we can just fly, actually. No, we can't. We're not allowed to fly here because this is probably an instanced area or something. But why can we mount here then? There's a water symbol here. There's a fire symbol there. It's neat. That's all. I just think it's neat. Oh, they're on the ground too. I'm glad that they're labeled properly. Oh, and like, I think the red would filled like the rest of these corners here before, and now that the statues are gone, the corners are empty, so the link is incomplete, allowing us to pass, presumably. Those are some cool details. Here's some people hanging out at the entrance. Well, I'll be right back and then we'll try it. Hello. It sounds like there's a lot of astrologian sounds happening in the background. People next to me are having a fun time trying out their abilities or something. They stopped as soon as I got back. Anyway, hello. I'm a little worried because I haven't healed for a raid yet since starting to play the game again. And I don't know how this dungeon works exactly because it's got like scary mechanic in it that mostly don't matter, but might partly matter. Hello, yes, you have, indeed. Why can I not fly here, though? It's time to see if I can manage to heal Labyrinth of the Ancients. Oh, that's a good shot. Very FF7 box art, kind of. I'm a little nervous. Also, I had a weird thought about healers that I would like to share while we're doing this. So the Sage, right? We know a little bit of the lore for the two new classes that are showing up in Endwalker, I'm pretty sure. But, like, how do the Sage Newliths work, I wonder? I assume that they're sort of, like, powered by the user's ether in some way, to some extent. And, like, fairies and carbuncles and the e-guys are also derived from the user's use of ether and whatnot. So part of me is like, what if the Sage Guns are aware? What if the Sage Guns are like sentient or sapient? What if the Sage Guns can like think? What if when you go from being a scholar to being a sage, your fairy becomes 4 guns? Somebody has actually said they're grounded up carbuncles. I don't like thinking of it that way. That's unfair. That's mean to carbuncle. Don't grind up a carbuncle. I was just thinking of a benign sort of transformation into 4 guns. I'm also realizing that people transforming into guns would be very PSO2 of this game to do. And they already have a kind of a Phantasy Star kind of aesthetic, because they feel similar to the mags. So now I'm concerned with this own thought that I've had. Hopefully I can manage to heal decently. Because I don't remember the mechanics of this dungeon, I'm just going to do my best to keep people alive. Do I want to stand on the green or not on the green? It's all green! Oh, right, okay. Well, it seems like we're probably not going to have a terribly difficult time around here, at least. These dungeons are pretty weird in how they work. So hopefully, if any of the mechanics are particularly in depth, someone will offer to explain them. And there are other healers to help me. It's not like I have to do all of this by myself. Like, I don't remember what you're intended to do in any of the boss fights, for example. But as a healer, worrying about the mechanics of how to kill something is not really my job. I just have to contribute to killing things. Somebody died somehow. That's also true. It's important to not die. We won somehow. This used to be more difficult, of course. I think the later raids and stuff are generally like more easy to understand as well. This is the only series of raids that's technically required by the plot, though, I believe. I am in Alliance A. This is important to know. 4 people have to stick on a platform for this one. There's like mini Atamos over here. And something called Valefor. I guess healing isn't really that difficult here. I just have to worry about... Oh, hey! I forgot there was actually a boss named Thanatos when I named one of my retainer cats to Thanatos. I don't know what this tether means. Damage dealt is reduced but can attack ghostly beings. Okay. Hooray! All sorts of onion stuff. Wait, where am I going? I'm foolish. Is this series of raids easier to understand than Heavensward, like the Void Arc stuff? I don't quite remember those too well. I'm late. Oh yeah, Ozma, right. How did I forget Ozma? If I ever do that stuff on stream, I'm going to have to remember to look it up beforehand, I think. Everyone get behind the rocks, please. They're not doing it. I guess we won? The timing of that made it seem like maybe we lost. But no. I thought that wasn't the end of this one. There's just a cutscene in the middle of it, I guess. Soon it will be like the final boss fight has started. Yeah. People are gonna... Yep. People started without me. I almost forgot to, like, back up. I also forgot to look at people's health for a second, but it wasn't even important in the end. Hooray! A faded copy of Hubris. Random comment. Mini greed rolls. No, don't care. Not interested. Two commendations. I did okay. Oh there, Sucro. Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be penned on this historic expedition. The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Beldesian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, what of the tower's inner defenses? Judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. It wasn't that bad. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Phlegethon, not Acheron. Phlegethon. That's a joke about translations and stuff, I think. He was a hero of the Allegan Revolution. And you gleaned that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allegan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through Allegan's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this! What am I looking at? What are we looking at? Okay. It's a window. Well, well, there it is, the foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us, I wonder? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through that maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Coinac's Fine for the present and then plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. This is the proper reaction to seeing the Crystal Towers, to turn around and walk away. Speed bumps. Seriously, why can't I fly? I'm not in an instanced area, am I? Oh, I am. Okay. That's a funny jumping sound. I've arbitrarily chosen to use car. So good of you to join us, Sucro. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experiences in the Labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you're ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it's time this assembly was called to order. Rambros will be presiding over the meeting. If you'd be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Welcome back, Sucro. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I've added my own notes to Garaha's preliminary expedition report, and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you only need to ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Okay. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Sucro's account, the Labyrinth's defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, her report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry, heavily augmented by Allegan technology. In short, our misgivings were well-founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above the ground by a chaotic shifting of Earth. It has somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the Tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the Labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us! It's like you said, Chief, we founded the Ironworks to make sure all technology was used for the right reasons. That means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I'm to witness this valiant tale unfold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Guraha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. Pout, fold arms. As an observer, I am not strictly speaking subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Sucro. I'm well aware that I shall never be a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allagan Empire. Man, what a nerd, right? We're all nerds here. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it's time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the task at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Tasks. Meeting adjourned. This is because there were patches in between the Crystal Tower raids, presumably. Meanwhile, probably a shitty man is here. Yes, indeed, it is the shitty man. Who could this mysterious individual be? Such a terrible mess. Yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, my old friend. So this is the legacy the Allagan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the Ultima weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. Surprise, it's me! Nero Shithead is here. I believed the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Cid. Do not disappoint me. Grin. And now we're here. 'Tis my most fervent belief that the Fellowship of Noah will, piece by piece, lay bare the long-buried secrets of the ancient Allag's history, but the doing of it will require all your skill and more. Mayhap I can convince Master Garland to allow me to accompany you, that I might see some of those horrific guardians in the flesh. I am quite proficient with the bow, you know. Let's at least start this one, so I can, like, remember that I'm doing it. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Nod. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. And of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say there's nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the inked sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Circus Tower, the Allegans called it, is protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we're at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I feel your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I'm loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Une, and my companion is called Doga. Oh, I forgot they did this too. We are scholars of the Allegan civilization, sent by the students of Baldessian to assist in your endeavor. Une and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. I'm sure you'll not take it amiss if we seem somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you, due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. Guraha doing something. What is it, Guraha? 'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Allegan eye as well. This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allegans, yet I inherited it from my father as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I've sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there's aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Allag. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Nod. Very well. As of this moment, I name Une and Doga advisory members of Noah. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Circus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Sucro, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Sucro. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I'm hopeful that we will finally see progress. Shrug. But we're not going to do that right now. I need to stop for today. That said, good progress. I'm still not confident in my healing ability, to be honest, but I don't think it'll be too terribly vital to be all-powerful right now. Anyways, that's all for now. So thank you all very much for watching. As usual, you may choose to support me in other ways you can find below the stream, but it's not necessary. And, yeah, spread the word. Keep stopping by. Glad to see all of you. I don't know. You have to press change pose twice before you get a reasonable sleeping pose as a cat. This is our new way of logging out for the evening. Because Sucro has an apartment now. But yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time.